Are you tired of getting attention from people who love your work but never buy a thing? How many people who have reached out to you about your offer have actually bought it? Today, we're answering the question how to get the qualified leads among the people you attract to your brand. We're going to talk about data driven decisions for qualified leads to increase our sales. And it's coming from this week's blog, Key Data to Drive Your Small Business Revenue. If you want to follow along, you can go to shaycannon.com/data. That is shaycannon.com/data. I've dropped that link in studio and over here on the YouTube side. Okay. As you guys know that we are ending the morning show as you know it in this live format come next month. I think it's 2 weeks before the holiday. And so what I've been trying to do is really go through the things that we have put out there as a part of this morning show to be a resource for you to grow your business and see what are the gaps, what could be missing, so that when you look back on this show and the information we've talked about and you have an obstacle in your business about growing your business, there's an answer to that obstacle within the resource of this morning show's past shows. Okay, one of the gaps that I identified is the fact that we talk about data-driven decisions and we talk about gathering data, but what I know about you is you're either not collecting data or you're not reviewing data, and you got so much to do. I need to tell you what data you definitely need to be looking at and how to make a data-driven decision based on that data. So that's what we're talking about this week, okay? Now, yesterday we talked about marketing for new, fresh leads and how to look at the data and tell, is it working? And if it's not working, what do we need to do? And you even got a couple of ChatGPT prompts on how to get even more information on how to solve that problem for your particular business. So if you need that data-driven decision stuff as it has to do with marketing for new leads, go back to part 1, which was on yesterday. All right. Today, what we're going to talk about is qualified leads, right? A lot of us get followers. We get people on our email list. We have people that are even DMing us, or some of us are even scheduling, getting discovery calls scheduled. But then we find out they were a lead, but they weren't a qualified lead. And what I mean by qualified lead is that's kind of short for sales qualified lead. And that means that this lead is qualified to be sold your offer. And sometimes that qualification looks like got enough money. Okay. It looks like recognize us as the expert and the solution. Like we want them to be qualified for our offer in different ways, but we need to be able to pick them out of a sea of leads or a sea of audience to make sure that when we're offering our stuff, we're offering them to sales qualified leads. So that was just a little preamble, but let's get into the blog. Okay. Qualified leads. Once your business is visible, the next step is discernment, knowing who's simply curious and who's generally considering a purchase. This stage is about identifying alignment, not just attention. Qualified leads are the people who not only see your message, but feel it, who recognize that what you offer fits what they need right now. This is where the energy of your marketing starts to crystallize into real value. Here's the truth. Marketing's job isn't just to make noise and get attention. It's to pull in people who could and will buy. The right marketing doesn't chase attention, it earns it from the right audience, the ones who resonate with your message and see themselves in your solution. This stage is about visibility with purpose because you're showing up everywhere but converting nowhere. Your problem isn't exposure, it's alignment. Okay, so we don't want leads. We don't just want leads. We want sales qualified leads, y'all. All right. Now, that's what's in the blog post. We're going to go beyond that and we give you more here on the morning show. So I'm going to pull up my show notes. And again, it's kind of intricate. It's detailed. Automo car. It's detailed. And so I'm going to share it with you. Let me see. Here we go. So that you can follow along a little better. All right. Now, in the show notes at the top, we have a link to two other blog posts that are going to be on all the show notes for this week, because these two blog posts are also talking about KPIs and data. So the first one is talking about data to optimize your offer. The second one is talking about data as it relates to the lead funnel, and the lead funnel is that tofu, mofu, bofu, top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel. Okay, but today we're giving you 10 strategies for data-driven decisions for qualified leads to increase your sales. Okay, so we're looking at the data that's telling us, are these leads qualified? Okay, cool. The first set of data we're going to look at is lead source alignment. Remember, yesterday for marketing we talked about traffic source. Today it's traffic source, but it's kind of the same, but we're looking in depth at not only where is it coming from, is it coming from an aligned place? Like, what is the quality of the place we're getting this lead from? Okay, so what does it mean? Tracking which platforms, communities, or collaborations bring you the right fit type of leads. Okay, because again, as an example, I was on I did a summit. I think I did it twice too, but the first time that I did it, it was about moving abroad, right? And I gave them a lead magnet that I thought that everybody in the audience could use, and that lead magnet was how to design your life, right? It's called How to Design Your CEO Life, but anybody could use it. Well, anybody is exactly who was downloading it and on my list. So of course, as I started to talk about business and growth in six figures, them folks was getting off my list. They were reporting me all kind of stuff because they were not the right type of lead. So we have to remember about alignment. Are you somewhere that your people, enough of your people are in the audience? It wasn't enough of my people in that audience. You know who was in that audience? People who were retired, excuse me, and wanted to move abroad in their retirement years. So it wasn't people who had a business or wanted to start a business or wanted to grow a business or scale a business. That's not who was in the audience. And so all those leads that came onto my list, it was about 200 of them too. Baby, the minute I sent the email for my ideal type of client, them folks started jumping ship. Okay, so that's what we need by the lead source alignment. Okay, success is consistent inquiries that reflect your offer's language and value. Unsuccessful attempts means a flood of unqualified inquiries or leads asking for discounts or quick chats or just trying to get away from you. Okay, so what we want to do to change that is we want to audit the traffic from those unqualified leads. Where did they originate? And then we want to double down on the sources that bring us the right kind of leads that are ready to invest in us. And we want to cut off the ones that are bringing us the leads that are not right for us. Okay. The second set of data we want to look at is lead conversion ratio or rate or percentage, whichever one you want to say. This is an important one because when you know your lead conversion ratio, or we also call it your closing rate, okay? If you know what that is, you can forecast revenue. If you know that I usually convert about 10% of an audience that will buy, you know what I'm saying? So the sales conversion is about 10%. So if I get in front of, this many people, 10% of those people are going to buy. Then when you have a sales goal, you can back do the math and say, if I always convert 10% to buy from me and I need this amount, that amount is 10% of what? Because that's the number of people I need to get in front of to hit my sales goal. Okay, so that's why this is important. Now, so lead ratio, conversion ratio, the percentage of leads who progress from first contact to a book call or proposal. I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about the ones that buy. So success is high conversion rates paired with steady and increasing deal sizes. All that means is you're able to sell them at higher rates or higher ticket things. So unsuccessful looks like plenty of inquiries coming in, but few serious commitments. How do we fix that? Well, you can refine your messaging and put in some pre-qualification to ensure that the inquiries align with what your offer's price point and depth is. Okay. Now, go back to some past conversations we've had. That can look like having that short intake form as a part of your discovery call scheduling. Okay, that's what that can look like. And the question could be, do you have at least so and so amount to invest in solutions? And when they say no, we need to cancel that call and direct them to some free resources that we have. For me, it could be the morning show, it could be the community, it could be whatever, but it ain't gonna be me on this call because you're telling me you don't have enough money to invest in what I have to solve your problem. Okay, so that's what that could look like. Number 3, lead readiness score. What this means is measuring how close a lead is to making a decision based on the actions that they take. Okay, this is that segmentation in your email. That's a great way to look at this thing. So success can look like clear behavioral signals, like fast replies, meaningful questions. It could even look like where are they with buying from your tiers of your offers. Okay. Unsuccess looks like leads that stay stuck and I'm thinking about it, right? Or they're on your list, but they don't say anything, they don't engage, or they just don't buy. They just sitting there. Okay. So a tip to kind of help us with that unsuccessful thing going on is track engagement patterns to spot and prioritize people who are ready. This is that lead scoring. Last week, I gave you a link to a past blog post that was about scoring the leads in your email so that you know who's ready to buy. That's that BOFO. They've dropped down to the bottom of the lead funnel. We need to know who those people are because we need to spend more time with them to get a buying decision. Okay. Number 4, lead to sales cycle time. Now, what does it mean? The average time from a lead coming into the first interaction with you till them buying your main offer. Okay, I don't even mean the small tiny offers. I mean, how long does it take them to come in, know who you are, and then buy your main offer? We need to know. Okay. Success looks like predictable timelines with minimal lag between interest and payment. Okay, interest as in they want to get to know more, they're interested in knowing more, and when they actually pay for that main offer. Okay. Non-success looks like long stretches of ghosting and repeated follow-ups without commitment. That's a sign they were not a sales qualified lead. Okay. So how do we kind of help and change that? Well, we use timing data to understand where leads lose energy, and we tighten up our communication along those lines of where we lose them. What does that look like? That could look like what we talked about with the welcome email sequence when people get your lead magnet. If you don't talk to them, just them the way they need to be talked to after they get that lead magnet, you could lose them. That could be where you lose energy. Or it could be, are you not taking your whole list or your audience through the offer ladder? Are you just trying to start at the top and sell them something high ticket and they don't like, know, and trust you enough yet? Maybe that's where they're dropping off. Maybe now that's when we introduce our tiny offers. Or maybe it's time to have a summit where we spend more time with them live so that they can get that like, know, and trust from live video. Okay. So that's how that's helpful. Number 5, intent-based inquiry. This is basically y'all have heard of tire kickers, right? So tire kickers are people who maybe they intend to buy, maybe they don't. Maybe they just want to, more information. Or maybe they intend to buy from you and maybe not. Or maybe they intend to buy now or maybe not. That's an example of what that is. But basically, evaluating the tone, clarity, and detail in a lead's initial message and form submission. This is basically when they are responding to us and the things we put out there, like, what does that feel like? What does their intent feel like? Do they feel like a tire kicker or do they feel like somebody that's actually a sales qualified lead? So success looks like them asking specific things that indicate their awareness of the problem and their interest in your solution. And I would even add interest in your solution now. So unsuccessful looks like a vague, I'm just looking, or I need more information, or they're treating you like a commodity. They're saying, oh, so-and-so offers this for lower, or so-and-so offers this and they include this. Anybody got time for that, right? So how we try to change that is we adjust our intake process to filter out those tire kickers, the people who have casual interests, the people that are clogging up your pipeline, the people that are clogging up your calendar. Those of us that take discovery calls, we definitely need to do more to qualify these people before we give them time on our calendar. Okay. So that was number 5. Number 6, qualified referral ratio. What does it mean? The percentage of referred leads who turn into paying clients. Success looks like referrals that convert into a higher rate than a higher rate than cold traffic. Okay, because they should already be warmed up by the person that has referred them to you. Okay, unsuccessful looks like referrals that waste time or are a mismatch for your offer. How you solve that is we need to evaluate what relationships we have sending us leads. Like, who are these people sending us leads? How close are we to them? Why don't they know what we do? Okay, why didn't they warm them up and be our biggest fan so that it could be a transfer of credibility before they even got to us? Right, we need to look at that. I have a lady, she's known me for the longest, right? And she sends me referrals every now and then. She's hyped up about them. They get on a discovery call. But these folks don't know what I do. So I had to have a conversation with her to help her understand. You know, first, I had to thank her. Hey, thank you for sending people. I appreciate that. But let's talk about what I do and who is a perfect referral for what I do. Right. So if you got people referring people to you, but it always ends up kind of not being a qualified lead for what you do or what you want to do, then you need to have a conversation with your referral sources. You need to watch what your content is, let people know what you do and the types of people you're looking to work with. All right. Number 7, engagement to inquiry ratio. So this is the relationship between how many people interact with your content and how many of those reach out to work with you. Okay, this is going to let you know how your content is working. Is your content giving you sales qualified leads? So success looks like rising engagement that directly correlates to inbound inquiries that are qualified. Okay, unsuccessful looks like high engagement with no pipeline movement. Like, and some of that is y'all's fault. Let's just be clear. Some of y'all putting out good content, but you're never doing a call to action that brings them to you to inquire about what you do. Some of y'all are doing good content and don't nobody know what you sell because you're scared to ask for the sale. So they don't ever know what you got to sell. So some of that is you. But we still need to put something in place to kind of help prevent it once you get your stuff together, right? So that looks like analyzing which topics convert audiences' attention into action and create more around that. Okay, so that was number 7. Number 8, audience fit. Okay, audience fit. What it means is assessing how well your current audience aligns with your ideal client avatar. Okay, so some of that is because some of y'all are so general. You're talking about general stuff. So guess what you're attracting? General people. Again, this is an opportunity for you to see the value of niching. If you're talking about niche subjects that are directly related to your offer, right, then you get people that are interested in the pain points that your offer solves and the solution that your offer gives. So that's more alignment from your audiences. But again, audience could be a borrowed audience, not just the audience for your direct content. So this again, you should be looking at the speaking opportunities. Okay, you should be looking at these podcast opportunities. You should be looking at training opportunities, all of this kind of stuff. It's great to borrow audiences, but borrow the right audiences. Okay, so unsuccessful looks like the audience loves your content but can't afford your services. That's one way it looks like. Or they like your content but they think it ain't got nothing to do with them. Could be another thing. So what we want to do is we want to refine our brand voice to speak directly to decision makers with purchasing power, and we want it to align with who they are and who we are. Okay. Number 9, lead source return on investment. Now, this is more so with those paid efforts, but anytime we have a lead source, we want to get a return on investment on it. Okay. So what does it mean? Measuring profit for each lead source against the cost of acquiring those leads. So again, this could be paid efforts, paid ads, being in paid groups, being in paid email blasts, but it also can be a lot of your time that you are going to get these lead sources. So time, are you getting a return on that time that you have invested? So successful, you're getting strong return on investment from sources that align with your core audience. Unsuccessful looks like low or negative return on investment from channels that drain time and money, resources. So how do we kind of change that? Well, one thing we can do is cut what's not converting immediately. Reallocate focus into what is working at a higher rate. This is why you can't just turn an ad on and let it run. You need to be looking at what is that ad doing the entire time that it's running, because at any time you could cut it off, okay, so that you are not leaking money into something that's not working. So that's an example. Last but not least, number 10, contact to client experience score. So what does that mean? Tracking how many leads feel supported and informed between first contact and their decision. Okay. Now, how do you even know how these people feel about it? Well, success looks like smooth, timely communication that builds trust and reduces hesitation. Let me tell you one of the things that I do when I do email. I'm going to get back to it. But one of the things I do when I email my list is I always ask a question at the end, right? Tell me about a time that you so and so and so and so, because I gave some value and I'm going to ask a question about that value. And I'm always surprised at how many people hit reply back and answer the question. Well, that lets me know that these people on my email list that are highly engaged with me, when they came into first contact with me, because most of them I don't know, because most of y'all jump on this morning show if you already know me. But the people that are replying to these emails, I don't really know, and that lets me know, hey, they're kind of engaged with me from the time they came in with this lead magnet and went through this welcome sequence. They're engaging. So their experience is a good experience, because what we know is we get on people's email lists all the time. We don't say nothing back to them. So you have to be a highly engaged person to even want to hit that reply button. And I love it when they say, you don't know me, but I saw you on so-and-so, or I got this lead magnet and I like your emails. And the answer to the question is this. I love that. So how soon, once somebody comes into contact with you, what is the quality of their experience before they even get to the stage to buy from you? So again, success is smooth, timely communication that builds trust and reduces hesitation or reduces risk. Unsuccessful, confused, or frustrated leads who disappear mid-sentence. If you get ghosted, leave them folks alone. So how do we try to change that? Review some of your pre-sale communication. Look for friction points that make qualified leads feel hesitant. Okay, or you don't solve some of those sales objections that make them hesitant. This is why we talk about objection busting as part of our content. We don't wait till they raise an objection, because what we know is most of them are never going to tell us why they didn't go any further, why they didn't buy, why they didn't open another email. So once we understand what are some of the objections that could come up, we need to add that into the content. All right. Cool. So I got 2 ChatGPT prompts for you. Guess what they are? The same ones from yesterday, because these also align with today's strategies. So these prompts, again, are meant for you to prompt one single strategy out of the 10 at a time. Okay. So you're going to enter your clarity statement. You're going to tell them about your ideal client. You're going to tell them about your main offer. And then you're going to say, this is my data for this particular strategy. So whatever the data is, the score, the return on investment, this score, whichever one it is, you're going to put the data in there. Okay. And then you're going to say, using the following strategy to give me information on what the data means and the status of my efforts. So that means you're going to copy all of that and paste it right there and hit enter. Okay. Then when it tells you where you stand with your data versus where they think you are successful, right? Are you successful? Are you not successful? We're going to follow up with this prompt in the same chat. And we're going to say, give aligned recommendations for next moves to increase success with this strategy. But first, ask me any questions to get any specific information you need that would make your recommendations more impactful and highly effective. Now, what this does is it allows ChatGPT to tell you what more information you could give them to make the recommendation even better than just saying, hey, give me some recommendations. All right, cool beans. Now let's go to today's questions of the day. Let me stop sharing so I can drop this question in studio. We're going to start with Shawana Kennedy Media. If she got her mic going right, we see she's not too fail no more, so maybe she could be ready. Flash your mic for me, Shawana, so I can see if you would be ready after I do the recap. Let me see. If not, okay, good. So we'll start with Shawana. But first, we're going to go back through these strategies as a recap before we start with Shawana. But our questions of the day is, Number one, what is the quality of your current leads, right? So even if you aren't doing huge efforts, even if you're not doing a bunch of things off this list, you're doing something and you're getting some leads, right? And what is the quality of those leads you are currently getting? So that's the first question. And then the second question is about which of the 10 strategies do you think will support you in improving the quality of leads for your particular business? Okay. So let's go back to the recap. And I am going to share my screen again because I'm only going to give you the general data and then you can read and be reminded of the detail behind that data. All right, let me see. Okay, there you go. So these are the top 10 strategies for data-driven decisions for qualified leads to increase sales. So the first data point we're looking at is lead source data, the lead source alignment. Where are you getting these leads from? What's the source of them and how aligned are they with getting us sales qualified leads? The second data point we're looking at is lead conversion rate, also known as closing rate, okay? The third set of data we're looking at to make sure we have qualified leads is the lead readiness score. That is basically, are they ready to buy? Are they ready to solve their solution right now? Okay. Number 4 data point is lead to sales cycle time. We need to know how long it takes the average lead of ours in particular to go from coming into contact with us to buying our main offer. What does that timeline look like? Number 5, intent-based inquiries, the quality of it. Are they tire kickers or are they actually going to buy now? Okay. Number 6, qualified referral ratio. All right. What kind of referral leads are we getting? How many of those are sales qualified leads? That's the data point. Number 7, engagement to inquiry ratio. This is those people that from the time that they start actually engaging with you to the time that they actually buy. Is there a pipeline for that? If there is, how fast are they going? How qualified are these leads going from engagement to inquiring about your offer? Number 8, audience fit score. When you getting in front of these audiences, whether it's one you created, one you bought, or one you borrowed, what is the fit for them as a sales qualified lead? Number 9, lead source return on investment. Okay, so this is the source. How strong is their alignment with your core audience? This is kind of like when you have, like, if you were running an ad and it says a lookalike audience. Okay, do they look like the people that usually buy from you? All right. Number 10, contact to client experience. So we're tracking, do these people feel like we are worth them following, right? When as soon as they come into contact with us and they start engaging with us, do they feel like they're in the right place? And there are telltale signs to that. Are they showing those telltale signs? Okay. So those are the 10. And we're going to start with Shawana Kennedy Media. What is the quality of your current leads, Shawana? And which of the 10 strategies do you think will support you in improving the quality of the leads for your particular business?
I believe I have pretty good quality leads. However, back end stuff can be tightened up. Can't remember exactly what you were saying with number 7, but I feel for me is number 7 and number 8. The scoring
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of what you called number 7, but
I
7 and
gotcha.
8 stood
Let
out
me
for me.
roll up. So number 7 was engagement to inquiry. That's, they're engaging with your content, but how long does it take them to actually inquire about the offer? Number 8 was audience fit. And that is a good one for you because you do create audiences and you do borrow audiences. And so that is a great one for you.
Yes, those were the 2 that stuck out for me.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, what is the quality of your current leads that you got coming in? And which of the 10 strategies do you think will support you in improving the quality of your leads for your particular business?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure why I expected Shawana's sound to be in Thai, but that's another thing altogether. Okay, so the quality of the current lead, can you kind of clarify what you mean by that?
Yes. So you're putting out content right? And based on your content or whatever your efforts are to get people in to inquire about your services, your offer, your whatever, what is the quality of those leads? Like, are they tire kickers? Are they buying? Do they turn out to not even be aligned with what you do? Like the quality of them, because they need to be sales qualified. They need to be people that need what you got. They need to be people that know they need what you got. They need to be people that can pay for what you got. You know what I'm saying? So all those things make them qualified leads.
Yes. Okay, that's helpful. So they need what I have.
Mhm.
They're not, I don't think they're at the point to get what I have. Does that make sense?
So when you say not at the point, do you mean in their use for the solution, or do you mean in having the investment to pay for the solution? Which one do you mean?
In there, yeah, I think it's two things. It's the investment and the readiness.
Okay. So that makes them unqualified.
Ah, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If there is an issue with them investing in your stuff, that they're not qualified.
Okay.
But you know the areas that they're not qualified. So now we know the areas we need to go and perfect to find these people, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
sometimes it's very easy to find somebody who need what we got, know they need what we got, and think we can help them, and they ain't got no money. So we need to be looking at where are we getting these leads from, right? Like I love people that say they want to help, this population of people, and that population of people they want to help ain't never got the money for what they got. So guess what? They're gonna have to reconsider that population of people. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
go to first of all, they need to have the money. Or how you gonna make the money if they don't have it? So yeah, that's an
Correct.
example of qualified
O-
leads. So which
Okay.
of the strategies do you think will help you to increase the quality of your leads?
Audience fit score.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's yeah. Look, nothing else to be said, really. Did you want to add anything? Because that's perfect.
Yes, lead readiness score.
Yes. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, hopefully that frog is out of your throat. And if it is, could you answer us the first question, which is what is the quality of your current leads? And then the second question is going to be which of the 10 strategies from today do you think will help you to improve the quality of your leads?
So no, my current leads are not where they need to be as far as awareness and ready to buy and all that good stuff. And then let's see. I giving you some questions. I think I need to work more on my qualified, well, no, on my pipeline engagement to conversion. So I don't know what all that means. I heard some of it, but I need to work on that because I'm getting a lot of tire kickers and I'm tired of creating content for tire kickers. I got other stuff I need to do. I got TV shows to be on and all. And I ain't got time for like people who, say they want to do something and then I end up like, waiting for them and they're not ready to do anything. So
Mhm.
I'm getting ready. I'm tweaking my messaging.
Mhm.
I am going harder on the autoimmune stuff, mixed in with the over 40 foot stuff. But
Mhm.
because those people, even in person, are really, really like ready to even if they're not like trying to get a link.
Mhm.
They're a lot more engaged and curious and all that than the people that always comment that they want help on my content. So yeah,
Okay.
so I guess that's the answer to your question.
It does. But let's talk about that for a second, right? So that means that so remember when we were talking to Dr. Latoya about she was signifying who her stuff was for, but she was still getting the wrong people. And so we said, okay, well, the next step is to add to that signal who is not for, right? So I think for you're gonna need to start with narrowing down who it's for and saying like words phrases like go-getters, people who are ready now, people who are action takers. This is not for somebody that is not taking their health seriously. Like this is somebody who wants change within this month. This, you see what I'm saying? So maybe we need to start using messaging like that to get rid of those tire kickers. So they understand because I'm not ready right now, I don't need to be asking her nothing. Does that make sense, Dr. LaFera?
It does make sense. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
so I
even
would say
tire
add that.
kickers in my DMs. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I don't really have to use phrases like that. My personality doesn't come across like I'm gonna play with you, right? So because of my authoritative personality that I just cannot help, it doesn't come across that I'm the type of person you can come and tire kick with. It comes across as though until you're ready, don't bother me. And so I don't know about anybody else, but if you have a certain personality that can lend itself to that, that could be helpful. But my personality alone helps me with that. So I don't get a lot of people who aren't ready. I get people that say, when I'm ready, I'm gonna come to you. Like that, I get that a lot. And so they don't waste my time at all. So I would say, definitely start adding that to your messaging, so that you start filtering those tire kickers out, because you are very personable and you seem like the type of person they can just have a conversation with. And you just need to let them know you're not trying to be their Dr. Bestie. You're trying to actually help them have transformation.
You know what? That's right. And my whole life, I just try to be nice to people, because that's what I expect people to do for me. And it comes back and bites me in the butt.
Well, you can still be nice, but you can nicely tell them who is not right for your stuff.
Yeah.
You can nicely tell them, you can nicely give them a boundary of who should schedule a call, who should come in your DMs, and who should
Right.
not. You know what I'm saying? You can
Right.
do
Because
that.
now I got to call people who said they were ready. And like, I don't feel like calling these people. I'm like, if you weren't in enough fame before, when you told me to send you the link, when you texted my cell phone, because some of them got my cell phone number, I'm like, why bother me?
Well,
That's
first
what
of
I
all,
feel
they're
like. It's
going
bothering
outside
me.
of your process and you're allowing them. So
Yeah.
you need to kick them back into your process. You want to see me act a fool? Text me some stuff about some business on my personal phone. Your
Mm-hmm.
girl acts up. Do you hear me? And my friends know. I don't care if we friends. I don't care if we family. Don't ask me no question about your business on my personal phone. I have two different phones. Okay. One say I'm living my best life and one say Shay Cannon. If you got a business question, it better come up on this phone. If you want to talk about life, that's this phone. Okay. So yeah, I want you to have some boundaries there too. That's right, Dr. Tachi. A whole leg. Kick them out. So okay, cool, Dr. LaFera. Let's go to Heather. Heather, question of the day. What is the quality of the current leads you have coming in? And then which of the 10 strategies do you think will support you in improving the quality of your leads?
So the quality of the leads that I get are really, really good because they're from people who I already know and love, like you guys. So there's that. I think that what would help beyond that is looking carefully at what platforms bring any right fit leads because I've never really looked at that. I just take the platforms kind of for granted. But I also want to look at qualified referral ratio because I
Yes.
have gotten a couple of people who are like, so and so said you could edit my fiction book. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that's
that,
when you start having that conversation, right?
yep,
With the person that gave them a referral. Hey, I love that you are talking about me and putting me in rooms that I'm not in physically. Can I have a conversation with you about who I'm looking to work with?
yep, exactly. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Also, when you say people like us, then you need to see what is the common thing about all of us. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that you can then go and duplicate more spaces like that to go in to find more of people like us.
Yes. Although
So some of that could be
you guys are
being in
incomparable.
yeah. Some of that could really be going into other people's groups, right?
Yeah.
And getting some business besties. It might look like participating in group events, you know what I'm saying, where there becomes a camaraderie associated with that. Because if your top lead source is going to be referrals, then you want to get in network more, put it like that, where more people understand who you are and what you do and who you do it for so that they become your salespeople and bring you leads.
Yeah, I'm bad at that. You're right. So,
Cool.
okay.
All right, cool. Let's go to Dr. Latoya. Dr. Latoya, what is the quality of your current leads? And which of the 10 strategies do you think will support you in improving the quality of your leads?
So I think the quality of my current leads is pretty good, but I also think that I don't have actual interaction with them until the point that they need to buy. So I think that they could not be good in the beginning, but they just, the way it's set up, they just filter themselves out, and I don't pay attention to those people. So I don't know, maybe I should, I don't know. But I don't care if you're on my list, and you get something free. It's like you've self-selected. Um, I think right now though, I am, so in the last like 5 days, my YouTube subscribers have gone up by like 150. My Instagram, like everything is jumping, watch hours. And so now I'm being really focused on the content that I'm put that attracted or that caused this skyrocket and that's
Yeah.
bringing all of these people. Are these people now going to actually be the people that I want to continue to talk to? Because if so, I can continue with that type of content, but I'm leery to dive more into that content because I don't want it to be a different thing. So I am like hyper focused on looking at that right now. So the number 8
Yeah.
is what I'm looking at.
Cool. And so number 8 is audience fit, y'all. And also, in most of your content in your bio, there are links and stuff like that, right? So I would also go to my website and see, is the website traffic picking up also? I know that you got Microsoft Clarity as a heat map on your website. I will be looking at where are they dropping off, right? So look at all of that to inform you of what's going on. So that you can make a decision on, do you truly need to continue with that content or not? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool beans.
Yes.
All right, let's go over here to YouTube. We got Shantali. Shantali said, my leads need to be updated because I just rebranded last week. Which strategy is best when you are starting from scratch? Then she said, my lead needs to be, she said the same thing twice. Okay, so Shantali, basically when you said you rebranded, it sounds like you did more than rebranded. It sounds like you changed your business model. That's not the same as rebranding is changing the logo, the colors, and you know what I'm saying, maybe what you're focusing on about the brand and the business model. But it sounds like you're saying you changed your business model, and so where do you start? Because you're starting from scratch. And if that's the case, what I would say is pick one of the 10 that's easiest for you to get started with, which is probably going to be audience fit. Also, lead source for your new business model, right? Yeah, she said I did. You redid the whole business. I know. But anyway, so I would say as you start putting out content for the new business model, as you start getting on other platforms with your new business model, start paying attention to who is paying attention to you. So start there. Then you can start applying these 10 things once you start putting yourself out there. Because if you're not putting yourself out there, there's no data to get. So first start putting yourself out there and then go through these 10 to see which one aligns with how you are putting yourself out there. Does that make sense, Shantali? Let us know. All right. So we're talking about these these leads, y'all, and having qualified leads. But it's all really about, this is just one piece of the key data we need to be looking at that could drive the actual growth of our business. And so yesterday we talked about data surrounding marketing specifically for new leads. Today we talked about data associated with having qualified leads. She said, yes, she understands. Cool beans. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to talk about actual sales conversion because understanding the data around sales conversion is so important. And I gave you one piece of that today that I probably re-talk about tomorrow. But so far with the marketing and new leads and the qualified and making sure the leads that you're getting is qualified, does anybody have any questions, any value adds, or any aha moments about this data that you guys need to start collecting, reviewing, and making decisions based on the data-driven decisions, starting as soon as possible? Anybody got a question, value add, or an aha moment? All righty. Well, I said this week you're gonna get the link to our workshop, our boot camp intensive happening next week. I don't know. I forgot I'm traveling, and I got all kind of stuff to do, so it might be the top of next week that you get it. But just again, save the date, September, not September, I'm sorry, Saturday, October the 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's our fall boot camp intensive. If you remember, the last one we had was our summer boot camp intensive, and it was awesome. This one is about Food Fighters 2.0, marketing to fund your freedom. It's all about setting up that flow that's going to bring in the money, that's going to fund that freedom lifestyle that you want, okay? So look for that soon. All right. This has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. Find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, plus get links to resources like how to join the free business mastermind group and how to get the show notes with all the strategies from today and past recent episodes in the description below. If you have not already, I'm going to ask you to give us a thumbs up and like this episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you can stop missing stuff. Also, today's video is just one out of a 4-video series, so make sure that you check out the other videos. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody.